The Internet has unleashed an extraordinary possibility for citizens around the world to participate in the process of building and cultivating a culture through a diverse range of creators. Advancements in technology have allowed private citizens the ability to create media productions which formerly required vast resources available only to industry and big business. With the influx of new technologies, both cheap and accessible, partnered with increased globalization through collaborative Web 2.0 tools, today's technology tinkerers are impacting the ecology of creativity on an international scale. But with the rise of a new class of creators, we're also seeing an extraordinary rise of regulation of this class as established content industries feel threatened. Copyright laws are meant to grant creators exclusive rights to their work so that they can sell those works on a commercial marketplace. But are today's copyright laws stifling culture and creativity? Are digital media productions resulting in a generation of lawbreakers? The rise of the creative class is a shift in people's choices and attitudes stemming from a fundamental economic change. Just as society used to derive its identity and values from the control of land and people, then, as merchants of goods, the creative class derives its identity as purveyors of creativity. Corporations have been exposed by the potential of the Internet to change the way both commercial and non-commercial products are made, and have united to induce lawmakers to use the law to protect them. Stanford-based legal scholar Lawrence Lessig explains, "Technology means you can now do amazing things easily, but you couldn't easily do them legally." Free speech activist Kimber McLeod saw this corporate takeover of language back in 1998 when he facetiously trademarked the phrase freedom of expression. McLeod's aim was to comment on how intellectual property law was increasingly being used to fence off the culture and restrict the way we're allowed to express ideas. He claims that our irreplaceable cultural commons are being sectioned up and sold off to the highest bidders. The trend towards the privatization of nodes of our culture means an inevitable clash of economic values and cultural freedoms such as free speech, creativity, and shared knowledge. Technological authors threaten to invert power relations through appropriating, modifying, and sharing intellectual property which companies claim the rights to. Kavita Phillips suggests that today's authors are in fact pirates, lashing out against the prejudiced power of big business. But are today's creators really working as liberators against the repressive power of the state and corporations? Or are they simply trying to express themselves? Many 21st century advocates defend the electronic commons against corporate privatization by distinguishing between good and bad copying. Direct copy and paste versus build upon creation. Direct copying for profit is and should be illegal. But we need to defend the need to provide today's digital tinkerers with opportunities to invent something remarkable through transformative practices. Remix is people taking and recreating other people's content and using digital technologies to say things differently. It includes transcoding, cultural disassembly, mashups, and sampling.
Perhaps the Constitution envisions certain one-size-fits-all solutions.
Boring. I hear foghorn. Boring.
The legislature override a gubernatorial veto.
Boring at all.
I'm not feeling any romance between us right now.
You gotta do it like this. Shawty, ready, set, go.
This was a pretty remarkable week on the gay marriage front. First of all, to have a state like Iowa.
What you trying to say about Iowa?
Not the East Coast state.
East Coast.
Not the Left Coast state.
Left Coast.
In a decision written by a Republican appointee.
Shawty, now you sound so fine. Give me a number, we can bump and grind. Talking about politics all night. Leaving the club in the morning light. If we could carry away the morning light, we might get gay married today.
We just heard from some of our viewers who strongly support legalizing marijuana.
Shawty, 5 of those calls was from me.
Do you think we should legalize pot alone or all drugs, including heroin, cocaine, and meth?
My brain says no, but my body says yes.
Now, the importance of this is not the technique that you've seen here. Because, of course, every technique that you've seen here is something that television and film producers have been able to do for the last 50 years. The importance is that that technique has been democratized. It is now anybody with access to a $1,500 computer who can take sounds and images from the culture around us and use it to say things differently. These tools of creativity. have become tools of speech. It is a literacy for this generation. This is how our kids speak. It is how our kids think. It is what your kids are as they increasingly understand digital technologies and their relationship to themselves.
Unfortunately, the property right that is copyright has become unbalanced, tilted towards an extreme. The opportunity to create and transform becomes weakened in a world in which creation requires permission and creativity must first check with a team of lawyers. Not surprisingly, this crackdown on intellectual property has devastating effects for education. The world is changing faster than ever in history, and today's schools are preparing students for jobs in industries not yet in existence. Our best hope for the future is to develop a new paradigm of copyright to meet a new era of human existence. This includes endeavors such as the Creative Commons, a nonprofit organization which works alongside copyright to enable sharing for the public and provide knowledge about copyright through free legal tools and educational resources. This free service gives individuals a method to brand their work with public permissions of their choice, from complete protection reserving all rights to more lenient terms like giving credit to the original author. Such an approach to copyright frees content for others to build upon, and is what Lessig calls a free culture. A free culture supports and protects creators and innovators by granting intellectual property rights, but it does so indirectly by limiting the reach of those rights to guarantee that follow-on creators and innovators remain as free as possible from the control of the past. A free culture is not a culture without property, just as a free market is not a market in which everything is free. Instead, it's a culture free to explore creativity without the hegemonic hold of law, which has been corrupted by commercial persuasion. Sir Ken Robinson, International Advisor on Education, suggests, we need to create environments in our schools, in our workplaces, and in our public offices where every person is inspired to grow creatively. We need to make sure that all people have the chance to do what they should be doing, to discover the element in themselves and in their own way. But first, we need to change the laws to make this exploration of creativity legal in the digital world.